I am whole. By the side of all. I am whole. Yes, I am whole. I am whole. By the song I invoke. US Supreme Court it's calculated, but it's 160 Supreme since 1789. It's almost the way it's success. So, this foundational 1215 document signed by the King of England under pressure from rebel barons. It established that the monarch including protection against arbitrary He also established that free man had rights that could not be taken away. He served before this appeared as a subtle and powerful in terms of the red trial, the reverse, the sign given on none. They believe that blacks are not between whites and the time comes demands to all Jews. Of double power in the voice. I invoke thee. Strike the master chords, draw the flaming sword, silent conquering Lord. My hand is thy sword of revenge. Sophists, mine is the head of man. I am the God, child of Father. Father is myself, when my body, I involve. About me shine, the diamonds are ready and white and pure. By the brightness I involve. Mine is the red, right eye reverse, the sign of the sun, save it up in your Lord. By the lemon I involve. Free mine is the garment of white, sword with gold, the flashing of eye that I wear by my robe. Sign of a promise and time. The sign I invoke. White and my free by my clothes invoke. My fingers travel on the beats of purpose. By my fingers I invoke thee. I get upon the double power in the voice of from my word I invoke thee. Powerful whips of his to invoke thee. Strive. Non-stop over. Mine is the head of the man, and my inside is keen as the ox. And my head lying full of tea. I am the goddamn child of my father, mother, my father in heaven. My mother, my favorite, I'm a body, I'm full of tea. Shine the brightness of it, bright and pure. By the brightness I am filled with thee. Why is this such I one oh no. By the it's not sitting in the fire and I will. I'm a robot in both. I mean, it's the stuff so blindfold. I'm inside my is the I'm fucking I'm a roll in both. My fingers travel and the beats of for a life. God of glory. My fingers are invoke thee. For the news it's time. I found Mine is the head of the man. My insight is keen as the ox. And my head, I know it begotten child, my father and mother. My father is dead. When born will labor and pain and fear by my body. Shine the diamonds of radiant white and pure by the bright sun. This time, if we of the unity of the oh Lord, by the white stone. Mine is the head of the man, and my sight is keen as the ox. By my head, I invoke thee. Sight of my father and mother. My father is dead. My mother bore me with labor and pain. Here by my body, I invoke thee. In the diamonds of radiance, white and pure. I bear my peace. Reading in the signs, the implication concludes. And every spell and scourge of God, the vast one my beat. Mine is the head of the I bear the rose and cross of life and 6. I bear the rose and cross of life and light, giving the sign at each Dabra. Remaining in the sign, the invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, now forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament or of the ether, or of the earth, or of the mind, I bear the rose and cross of life and light. Giving the sign, each and Rahadabra. Remain there with sign. The invocation concludes. Before I say, I'm surely coming off well. So that the spirit well of the sorrow. You came like dawn in my hands, soft but stronger than I. My fear turned gold in your eyes, and my whole life broken too. I was lost in the noise, now I'm learning how to stay close to your quiet. You'll have all the channels to spend them how you. Dala de quite kendi ben long. Quite cock it and bang the long the coast to one bang. Seattle, everywhere else you go, you can get jalapenos McDonald's down. Wow. Jalapenos aren't even that spicy. That's too good. That entry level peppers. You know, if you send one jar to New York or Pennsylvania, you got to send an SDS. You got to have people showing up in plastic suits surrounding the jar and saying, "What the fuck is this stuff?" But it just turns out how you get started. What's the hottest pepper? Is it the Asian peppers or the jalapeno? have like hype. So you have to look this up because for the last like a decade or so, you have hybrids where they basically ended up like there's like Carolina Reaper. There's all of these weird ones where it is like if you were to look at like habanero, which is this more common pepper, which is much spicier than jalapeno. This is like you literally these peppers start getting hundreds of times hotter, and yeah, it literally people they get ulcers where they burn a hole in their stomach trying to like digest this stuff. It's
Are they hotter than Szechuan? Than like a really hot Chinese?
That's not been my.
Oh yeah.
Really? You think that's the case? I've had my face burned all over in Asia. It's a little shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in desperate, really like pain in Asia.
Yeah, they have it's like I don't know, kind of like marijuana, like how you have these really strong strands that people end up producing these hybrids, and you have much stronger peppers now. You can look it up. They have what's it Scoville scale? I forget what it's called, but it is yeah. You have peppers that are just like insanely spicy, and I haven't had those.
Mm-hmm. But jumping.
Yeah.
My first theater. I tried to grab it. I missed him because he went into the brush. My first rattlesnake. I tried to pull him out, and haven't quite there. I've hiked cat props. How we
grab a rattlesnake?
Oh yeah, rattlesnakes are overrated, man. I mean, it's the copperheads you got to worry about. Rattlesnakes are the big pussies of the reptiles, actually. I mean, if you step on one, you got a problem. But if they see you coming, they're going to run mostly.
No, that's true. Like, but like here in Arizona, where they're like pretty common. They're a lot faster. They're a lot faster than like for example the vipers in Asia.
Yeah.
And they are generally when you get bit, it's because you do not see it and you put your hand near it or your foot put near it. That's basically how it happens. It doesn't. Nobody wants to get bit by one.
I actually just saw one and I was like, oh. I wanted to get him out of the brush so I could see it, so I tried to grab his tail, but there was like this pylon, and then there was this rock and some brush, and he slid in there, and I wasn't going to put my hand too far in and try to grab him. Mm-hmm. So I'm near close. So I'm going to get one, and then I'm going to hold the selfie holding a rattlesnake.
Oh no, but you don't think those fuckers can leap though. Like that's the scary part.
Wow.
Rattlesnakes are not. I don't even know if the strongest rattlesnakes are in the United States. You have like the. I think I don't think it's here in the Sonoran Desert. I think actually in the Mojave Desert they have the strongest.
Here, like well.
But it's like
at the cost now.
You said it right the right time. Like I live in Georgia. But when I no, but we have a lot of shit ton of diamondbacks around here. Like, and we have a lot of nuggets. Can I finish without you interrupting?
Jesus Christ, you fucking retard.
You're a retard that's interrupting me. But like when I was in like Missouri. You were talking about copperheads. I had to dig an over under when I was like in the field, and I was in my sleeping bag, which we call a fart sack. And then when I was in my fart sack, I woke up and there was a fucking copperhead. I believe in Canada. I mean, you have convinced me that Canada would not, would be like the movie Red Dawn. Like, yeah, I would fight.
Oh yeah, like make no mistake about it. People would definitely fight. I mean, would they like it? No, and I mean,
especially an enemy. Does anyone want to get like? I remember when this whole thing started when Trump threatened Canada. I wasn't the only person that was just like, "Are you fucking like, excuse my language? Are you fucking kidding me?" Because the thought of fighting Americans, as much as we may have like our friendly rivalry, especially hockey and certain stuff like that, whatever. It's like having fights with your cousins in a way. Like we all share the same continent. We've been through wars together. We exchanged and we trade a lot together. It doesn't. No one would feel good about fighting America.
That is not true.
Just don't want to do that. It's like fighting with family. Why would you want to fight with your family? Feel good about that? Like the thought of it is just. I don't even know if we want to. I don't know if anyone would have like the stomach for it because it's just so weird. There's so many interactions that we have together. That we go, we have. I mean, a lot of Canadians have properties in America and vice versa. Go to vacation all the time. It'd be super weird to be actual foes.
Hey, Marlene.
Donald Trump wants to. I was gonna say for Donald Trump to say to take us out of NATO, that is just dumb. And if you have Republicans that back that idea, what in the hell? That's like a long standing coalition, I guess. Not so, it's embarrassing. We need to keep NATO together. And Donald Trump talks about so and so paying their fair share and all this kind of stuff. Look, at the end of the day, sure, people are paying their fair share now, I guess, the way he says it. But my God, we shouldn't be in any of this kind of stuff as far as wars and this, what right now. This is just really embarrassing. And I think, what is this, 3 or 4 days? This war may be illegal. Lisa talked about that. So, illegal things, Donald Trump doesn't care. So, let's see if this holds and when the time comes, let's see if the war ends under, an illegal, circumstance. I don't know what y'all think. Do you think that the war will end after, Congress, whoever declares this to be illegal, or will Donald Trump be able to continue doing this regardless of what is passed?
Good question. So I don't have an answer for that, but I did want to answer the question, Marlene. Do you have like an AMSR microphone, like for this one? Because I want to ask you, like, how does it feel to wake up with universal health care and like speak slowly, like and sort of say it in like a sexy voice if you would?
Well, I would try to speak in sexy voice.
Like that's universal health care though, like I mean really.
Honestly, the fact that you, as a country, as successful with the amount of millionaires, billionaires that you have, and leaders of the quote unquote leaders of the free world, the fact that you don't have universal health care is barbaric to me. Frankly, it is absolutely barbaric.
Barbarian!
Because
Barbarian!
a breakdown of a person that had medical services. And the fact that you guys charge down to the gloves that the doctor uses, and that's literally whether you have money or not, be the difference between you live or die is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. I mean, I understand. I understand the
The only thing I'm gonna say is it depends on the state.
Oh, I'm sure, but I said that it shouldn't depend on the state. That's my point either. I mean, I get that there's little differences between states and stuff. But also, like, if you're like, I assume that if you get shot and it's an emergency, that you will be serviced. You'll just end up having those debts to, I mean, the point of, I don't want to imagine, out of your next generation to do that. So I don't believe that. I mean, that's crazy. And I wonder sometimes, what do you all pay your taxes for? If it's not to take care of yourself, what in the world are you paying your taxes to do? Because I mean, sure, let's just be very clear. Canada is not perfect, and especially since this, in the last like decade or so, this adaptation of privatization, which unfortunately came from you all. I mean, that was, I mean, we agreed fucking politicians, mainly on the right, I'll say it straight goods because they're corrupt as fuck. They've taken that idea from privatization and stealing public funds to fund private care. That was an idea taken from America because, again, they're just all corrupt and they're going to get money out of it. Not because that is the fundamental way. And eventually there's going to be a huge pushback on it because our uh, our the boomers are now getting old and they're needing care, and we're literally having a crisis right now in our healthcare. But outside of the recent issue, fundamentally, no one's going broke or poor from going to the hospital. Like, it doesn't matter what you have, that is basically covered. And if you have like a good job, you'll even have a good deal of coverage that covers a lot of that, not all of it. So the most that we pay for is prescription. And use some of that depending on what your drug plan is covered completely. So there's no one the only time there can be certain special things, there could be a wait for a few months. But if you have the money, sure, you can privatize that and go and spend that right, and probably you get reimbursed. But the fact that you all do not have universal health care, and also you have maternity times of like 2 weeks. We go a year, a few months. Like maternity is a year, and the paternity leave too. So it's like that is crazy to me that you all live like that, and you must probably have to choose between: am I going to go to the hospital, the doctor, going to suss it out? Which is crazy. Like, I mean, you shouldn't wonder whether or not you're able to go to a doctor to take care of your health, and whether the government that you pay and you vote to put there is going to cover that. Because what other function, other than taking care of the people, by the people, for the people, are they at this point?
The point of what I asked and he got to it about like how it feels to just like be able to know you can go to the doctor and you know you don't have to like work. So for us and for a lot of people, like these people in these rooms, a little bit in here, if you can be on Clubhouse, you're probably working or you're doing okay or whatever. So a lot of people now they've lost their health insurance, these healthcare systems that they talk about. Going on your own. And I like to have this like sort of healthcare that's healthcare system one still paying for the healthcare for their healthcare coming up. Now like all these people talk about that. And at the same Instagram, I literally watched him say out of his heterosexual ass face today that um for undertaking just because we know it's going to take a little bit more to build. You're in North Carolina, you're in Lindsey Graham, so you're going to fit what it is. And I'm home with going to get checked out, but you know can't afford to go to the doctor, and we're spending $400 million on a fucking ballroom. So, the amount of money that it costs for us is what's like $1 million or something. Fucking, I don't know. It's like this money is this where like the numbers like fucking monopoly money. But taking at the thing that people, for y'all have universal health care, don't work with what I mean, and people literally out here are like suffering behind it. So that's why I was just to wonder like how it feels to have something wrong with you, just go and get it taken care of, and I have to worry like going into debt.
And Michael, just go ahead and do it, brother. Let's move to Canada.
We'd be glad to have him. And honestly, I don't know how you guys do it. I have no idea how you Americans have not burnt shit down. In fact, I burned that damn ballroom downtown.
The question I think is playing for you was it?
I'm sorry. No freaking way. I think you guys, America right now under Trump, the eat cake moment.
When is the Michael Marine away?
Sorry, like I tried the gun side to it, and it feels like I'm doing too much. He's like like, you know, but you know, what I'm saying is real. You know, I'm not moving again. It's still I've got family and plans.
I don't know about the Canada.
People coming up like your kids, whatever, like coming up. We need to be because like money, all of this is like the one film, but it ain't accounted for everything.
Roughly 15,000 homes for us. You've avoided 50,000 years.
And yet, Lindsey Graham down on there, like I said, he's going to top it $20 million.
I had to get the AM radio
Experience death.
Mortality has been consequences. Free captain.
Sorry, that people like place like he did the Trump video where you show like Trump has black friends. It's one of them, the negative like that. That's fine on part, but I'm saying people live in really tougher out here.
It's not maple, it's brown. And actually got free healthcare. That's something.
They don't never have to deal with this bullshit or whatever the rest of us have to deal with. So I guess you live in the bubble, so that's I guess they don't have.
Yeah, no, sir. That's right.
Yeah, proximity to what? This saves you.
We don't have to. We like cat.
Like I think this like I said, it's more like, and I'm just saying, just Omar for this bullshit or whatever, just annoying as fuck. But again, I don't know. Like I said, trying to make a serious point, and Omar is just like being like a dickhead or whatever. But it's like it's all good.
I mean, I think of all the protests that you guys should have, I'm not trying to minimize the importance of the other ones that have been conducted so far. But I honestly think that just anything that you guys should be on the streets about nonstop is the fact that you don't have universal healthcare. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, a country such as yours, the size of yours, and with the amount of the amount of rich people and the amount of like resources to not be operating like less than a third world country, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, you shouldn't be also worried about putting yourself into generational debt because you got sick. That's not something you did to yourself. Like, you get cancer, you should not have to like worry about whether you can pay for your cancer treatments or your child's payments or what happens to a kid. That's barbaric, and I just don't understand why that hasn't been like the number one. Like, the fact that you guys got insurance was a big deal, which is again kind of crazy to me because you guys couldn't go quite the universal route.
Marlene, check this out. So California tried to do it, and you can look at it a few years ago. It was like billions of dollars. It was so expensive. It wasn't even something that they could do.
Of course, it's a problem. Exactly. I was just about to say that because like we say that, but you find out that you're spending like $2 billion a day on war, and how? I mean, do someone else do the math? You guys spent over war for the last 30 days. Don't tell me you guys don't have the money, because when you guys need the money for bullshit like this, you've got. I mean, America finds it pretty damn quickly and pretty damn easily. I mean, millions of dollars should not be poured into into missiles. And especially, it's not like you're on the. I say this respectfully, but most of you're not even defending yourselves. You're going out of your own borders to go to involve yourselves in some sort of foreign conflict in order to steal some other shit or help some other person like advance or like just it's so stupid. At least take care of your own first. I don't.
America first, baby.
Rated and we love America. I mean, we're number one, but yet you have your brother or sister that can't afford the damn medication. That is crazy. And you guys you guys recently gave tax breaks to some of the richest people.
You can't afford a vaccine. I mean, you're crazy.
Jet. Yeah, a child who's under the poverty level can't get a fucking free lunch, and that is totally normal in America.
Oh my God.
crazy.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's like that's crazy. I'm good. I go to bed knowing just fine that people are unsure or can actually go and to the hospital and they're not going to reject it. No one's asking them for a bill or shit. They're only asking like, hey,
Hello?
that's it.
Hello?
Could not. I couldn't be. So as fine as the American brothers are, there's no way I could live in America.
Wait, bro.
So many different reasons.
Fucking wait. Not without universal health care. I could never do it. I could never do it. How could you do this to yourselves?
It's usually at the expense of other people, because that's exactly what it is. It's not like people are just making their money and they're doing their thing. No, it's at the expense of the general public. But the general public is poor. You guys are even like poor. Wait till the bills come in on after this war, plus the tax breaks that are being given.
She ain't lying.
Big, beautiful bill. My God, like
My God.
I don't understand how that should be protested. That should be protested on a daily basis. If you guys really want change, that is the number one aim that I would as a citizen if I was you, because that's crazy. People are going to get older, people get sick, and people, especially if you don't have any regulations regards to your safety in the workplaces and the quality of food, all that stuff that makes people sick. And if you cannot, if sick people cannot enjoy money, because you can have money, but if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And if your whole populace is getting sick, that affects your economy, that affects the workforce. So all of it's connected, and taking care of each other and making sure that your generation is taken care of is for the betterment of the country. You can't talk about, oh, it's going to cost us this much. Actually, it's going to cost you way more in the long run. So that's my opinion. I learned.
So to that point,
Right.
also talked about the SNAP benefits. So people also we don't have medical, but then we can't eat. So there's a story of this woman that literally talked about she was crying when she went for a physical. She lost 40 pounds in a year. She talked about being at 375 per month for her SNAP benefits for her food. And she talked about the cuts where they cut it down to $75 after Trump did what he did with this bill. And then she said the shit went down to $25 per month for food. So it's an elderly woman who's having issues. I can't remember if she was disabled, but her went from 375 down to $25. They're literally killing people. This whole thing we did with USAID, where we just out of these countries, we're killing people, but then because we're pulling money out of these programs like Russell Brand and all this shit they did with Doge and Elon Musk and all that, all these cuts they did, and but meanwhile, like to the point that we're all talking about, this war that Trump, just he thought it was gonna be quick, whatever, but it's like we're burning off all this money, we're just shitting out money, and meanwhile, this woman is on $25 a month trying to eat, so the priorities are what they are. But I'll ask you the question if I can. I'm generally being serious, but I don't think I've ever asked a Canadian what it feels like just to be able to go to the doctor and worry about it.
I've waited list, but they're waiting sometimes not as long as England.
Depends on what if we're to talk about something special, like say like a Rotary cup or some sort like something like I think non-emergent like kind of like not especially like it's like cosmetic like say a birth reduction, and that's because only a few doctors do it. It's not because I am.
Getting gender reduction? You huge.
So the waiting list here in America is that, and it's happened to my family. The waiting list is that my legs.
I agree with that comment.
I have a fucking heart attack. Our waiting list is that we don't have the money to go take care of shit. So like black people, we
that the people that I have blocked are the only people that I wouldn't want listening to me. Right? They're the only people that I would not want listening. So you're welcome. I mean, like, you're welcome to be annoying. I'm not angry anymore. I don't know why I had to remember that, but it's a good It's a relief because if you block people that you don't want listening to you, they can't make it into your room if you're a mod. It's wonderful.
Oh my god.
There are these three ladies that are demons. That are and I really mean it. Listen, when I say that they're demons, I'm not exaggerating. One of them today, I swear to you, was now I didn't hear it directly. I heard it secondarily, but it's credible source. They were praising and admiring the devil. Wow. If that fits perfectly. Oh, there's John Kitover. Yeah. I'm telling everybody, John, do you know Uma? John, I think you should know Uma. I think everybody should know Uma. I really want Uma to be my neighbor. Young Troopy, my neighbor.
Why? What's so special about
I think she's just fascinating, and she's fun, and she's funny, and I feel like she's crazy like me. And I think
Well, you're crazy?
I think we could probably even each other out really well.
Wait, why do you think you're crazy? Why do you think you're crazy?
Yeah, I know. John, what are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Some notifications. Oh, look, and then there's John smiling in the camera.
Yeah, here's me. Anything goes.
What? So, do you know what I'm sad about? I was just
What?
apparently this woman, and it's frustrating, and it gives me a good reality check. There's this woman, this hero, this savior that apparently there was this fight that was going on at this bar, and this woman had run into the bar and said, help me, somebody's beating me up, somebody's beating me up. And then she had left. And one of the women that were in the bar who has kids and everything, she went out to check on her, and she was her and her friend was getting beat up by this guy. She interfered. The guy ended up pulling a gun and killed her. And she died. And do you know how many times I've gotten involved in broken up fights? So many times. Like that's. I mean.
So what you're saying is, in hindsight, you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I shouldn't have even have gotten involved. That's what you're thinking.
No, that's not. What I was thinking is that I need to do it much more. What is the word? Intelligently. Like I have to be really certain of what's happening, and if I'm not armed, I mean, like I need to keep my distance. I don't think I can get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, today a couple walked past my house today, and she was screaming, "Why don't do this?" And he's like, "Leave me alone! I'm gonna punch you in the face! Leave me alone!" And I swear to God, last year, just about the same time, it was the same fucking drama. And I put them on YouTube. I'm like, this is the second time I've recorded this couple. It's so crazy because, yeah, I put them on my YouTube account. It's the only weapon we have. I'm not going to call the police, but at least I got a little social justice.
Oh, for being disturbed.
Yeah, they do this all the time. It's like, take your drama, keep it inside your house. What do you think people? You think people want to hear you guys? Shut the fuck up.
Ah, you're pretty funny. Do you know what? You are funny, and do you know what else you're annoying?
Yes. Do you?
There's like a percentage of you that's also lovable, and there's also like a credible influential, like incredible influencer, I guess you could say.
Well, do you know?
Right, but that's a small
Do
percentage.
you know what a highly annoying person is versus an extremely annoying person?
What's that?
Basically, an extremely annoying person is highly argumentative, but a highly annoying person is just totally obnoxious without even being argumentative.
Wait a second. So a highly say that one more time.
I mean, I'm just kind of making it up on the spot, but
Do you think I'm highly argumentative?
oh yeah.
Some people say I'm argumentative. You think
Oh, you are very high on the index.
I disagree. Hell,
See, Uma is a highly annoying person and an extremely annoying person. She's both.
you know, to me, bitch.
You see what I mean, Beaver? She gets it.
What is his name? Do you know this person for real? Speak to it before? Yeah, Alistair. Yeah, his name's John. He's very popular on the app. Oh, then I added him already.
I'm not popular on this app, Bima. FYI, it's a big universe, and you can go into rooms with like hundreds of people.
You know, it's not only English.
I'm a nobody on this app.
English only, gentlemen.
Are those begonias in your PTR, Uma?
What? I don't know. You don't talk to me. I gotta tell you something, Uma. So, a couple days ago, I had gone out. That, by the way, those flowers are absolutely gorgeous. I'd gone out inside, and I was just laying on my grass. And it's so interesting because I couldn't see visibly standing up any purple at all on the grass, none. But then as I laid down in the grass and I put my head on my chin because I was laying on my stomach, I saw this little teeny purple flower. And it was so small. And then the most sweet thing happened. These ants came and they were just like, they kept like, they were so drawn to this little flower, and they were like touching the flower, like walking by, like touching it, like checking on it, like going by. I don't know if they were using it as like a marker to like find their way to and fro or whatever, but it was the cutest little thing. And I thought, wow, look, they love the color purple. I was just telling everybody that I just bought a whole bunch of purple flowers because my property doesn't have enough purple. So I just got a bunch of lavender and which is of purple flowers. But Oma, tell me something. What type of neighbor are you? Would you be my neighbor? The invisible one. You know what type of neighbor John is? John is the type of neighbor that's going to record you and then put you on YouTube. John, you're the worst type of neighbor. I would effing hate you.
Well, I'm a good neighbor. I clean up the whole street for everybody. I do all kinds of work for people. I don't ask. I don't ask for any praise or thank. I just do. I don't expect any kind of compliment. I just do because it's the right thing to do. Hello?
Put your neighbors. Listen, John. Tell us what type of neighbor you are, outside of recording your neighbor and
Yeah.
exposing their weak low spots, so everybody.
Yeah, no problem. I'm a good neighbor. I keep the sewer caps clean. I shovel, I brush, I clean, I clean, I clean, I clean, I clean, I clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bullshit. I clean all the time. I go around with a bucket and a picker and I pick up all the garbage all over the place that these fucking animals throw all around the street. I clean up. And my mom is so obsessively compulsive. One day she was like, "Come on, let's go clean." My mom walked us like 3 blocks to the main highway, and my mom for 2 hours was cleaning the fucking highway. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?"
That's actually really sweet. Okay, but I don't know if you do that.
I'll send you the pictures. I'll send you the pictures. And you would be amazed at my garden. No, my work, my cleaning here in Chicago. And I have a big garden. You don't know this about me, but every day when everybody is around here talking all day long about everything, I go outside and I work in my garden. And you're gonna be amazed at how beautiful it is. And you're not gonna believe the flowers. The vegetables I'm growing. I'm becoming self-sustainable. I'll be able to save hundreds of dollars eating my own vegetables and my own. Hello? Listen, Necro is one of my top political campaign contributors. My mom called me the other day. She said, "I'm worried about you, Johnny. You're you're on this stupid internet all the time talking and debating, but
Yes.
you're getting a gut and you're not going to the gym. And I'm worried about your mental health." I'm like, "But mom, have you heard the people that I talk to? Are you worried about any of them shooting?" "I don't care about them. They're not my son. I care about my son." Hello.
I love your mom, but I mean, I don't know how. Well, tell us about your dad, because maybe you take a lot after your dad. What happened?
Well, anything goes. You know what they say. My dad disowned me, and
Did
I
he really?
barely talk to him. And he lives down. Yeah, he's my dad goes to Mar-a-Lago. He's a member of the yacht club down there. He's a big trumper, and he. Hello.
Oh, I was you first. Be my one to talk to me first. Yeah, I do want to talk to Uma. Uma, tell me some fun stuff because I just think that you're so interesting. Oh, when John is not around, I would do that.
Oh, it's private. If you would like, I can just leave and come back. Would you like? I can give you 10 minutes of privacy. I'll just come right back. How does that sound, Uma?
Just go wait for it.
Did you tell me to go away forever?
I'm not your mom. Go talk to your mom.
Hear my question.
You knew a new question?
No, it was one I just sent you. Where you're in Snatched.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and check.
Yeah, I was for a while. I was the lone dissenter. For a while, I was the only person who wasn't a Trump supporter in the room. But I don't know. It's like I mean, it doesn't bother me if anyone supports Trump, but I wish they had better judgment. But in general, I mean, I never would think that you support Trump at all, or do you?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, because that's a good question, and I'll definitely answer. Could I ask you a question first before I answer?
Sure.
Or would you like it? Okay, thank you. Do you think that it's impractical to take someone that is supposed to be like the president of the United States and then judge them in totality, like a net negative or positive versus what the specific policies? Because I mean, and this is my thought, right? Every human being, we can find really shitty things that they do, and then we can find really cool things that they do, and then I'm not, I don't know. I'm not really not sure the answer to this question, but the reason I ask is because there's definitely things that I am happy about that he's done. And there's also things that I'm really unhappy about. And so when I'm asked something like, do you support Trump? It's like, I support I support people doing good things, and I support people who don't do good things, but I don't know of one human being that I could point to say that they do only good things or only bad things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I have different standards. Like most people see presidents as the lesser of two evils. I think that that's a shitty way to look at the system because, I mean, I didn't vote in 2020. If I give an example, I didn't vote in 2020 because I didn't like how there was the cover up of Joe Biden with all the rape allegations that were made against him. And I couldn't vote for Trump either specifically. So like to me, it's like I think specifically the idea is specifically like it doesn't matter who this person is. The fact that they could have potentially have committed rape on because they're still voting in line with what I want overall. Specifically, I mean, it essentially allows
our leaders to be deplorable characters, specifically, which I think is disgusting.
So you think we should?
Question: Do you think that when you vote for your president in America, and like, do you want him to be your president, or do you want him to be your pope?
Deal with it.
Yeah, I want him to be.
Didn't even, and I'm not saying that this is analogous to Trump's experience, but this is what I can conjure up.
I want to shine. Yeah. One kind of thing that I deal with.
Fuck that. That's all that I can kind of pull from as an example. Not trying to fuck ups. In a much more, it's probably hard to take him out. One of the things.
So yeah, I mean, overall, I can say that, like, I mean,
because why would he?
like, I can say, like, I agree with somebody's position. Somebody's deal with it. Like, say I don't support them at all. Like, Joe Biden is a person who I really like become and say I supported. That person again, it sounds like you think it's really bad. Just like, overall, not really Joe Biden. I agree with most of this how it's being covered up. I don't believe.
I have changed necessarily. I don't like empathize with his plight.
You know, he could have been a Scott.
Then again, I don't have the Trump is competent enough to
With much in the same way.
Yeah.
He took a lot of.
I don't think he's or things like that. It's that significant.
Very differently, just like
I think probably be on record. Oh man, I have a question.
I just want to know, like, so would you say, like, overall, as far as Trump, if you say things
I have a question for you. What?
I just wanted to know, like,
Yeah, she ran away once the started.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know when you say it's.
No, I think it was. But to add, let me ask you
Why
this: like, who?
Why is my age important?
No, as you were going about it at all, but you know, I want you to look at this flower. Oh, it's Glen. Loveliness dianthus. Funniest looking thing. Absolutely. It's so like I just have to buy seeds. You know, on a purely statuesque, Lincoln-esque kind of style. His auditory skills, his policies are spot on. He was a popular governor. He managed his state well. I mean, he just hits on all cylinders.
I just think we need smart Republicans to have their voices heard more. Like, it doesn't. I don't hear a lot from the GOP intelligence. And he was a one-term governor, right? Because
they only allow one-term governors.
Which I think is so interesting.
Why he's not in the cabinet now or in some position? I mean, I'm surprised Trump hasn't found a place for him within the government unless he doesn't want it. And I don't know if he would throw his hat in the ring. But if you're asking me who would be the perfect candidate, or even in a VP spot, I mean, I hope he gets activated.
Do you think Rubio's brand is? I think Rubio is probably one of the best political animals in the Republican Party, but I think he's little Marcos. I think he's so much better than Nancy DeSantis. How do you all? But I think this war is going to tarnish him. I think first of all, Trump fatigue. And the fact that he was Secretary of State in an unpopular war, I think his brand is kind of. I mean, I think maybe 2032 he could reboot, but I think for 2028, I think Rubio is he's just damaged goods right now. Scott, we had Vance campaigning for Orban, so it's like There's some angle. Yeah, fans belong nowhere near that shit. I don't know why the president sent him. It was dumb. I would love if I saw Rubio in a debate with Gavin Newsom, he'd rip him a new one. Rubio see Roy in a debate. Newsom. I mean, they couldn't even come close. I mean, well, Tomlin's on us, right? Was think. Look, I don't think it's nothing to win statewide office in California. I think it's an accomplishment. It does not make you a viable national candidate. And so I think people that think that anybody in California would be a formidable national candidate as a Democrat are clinically insane. because California is just so far different than the country. I like California. I love it out there. I think it's great. But I just don't think. I mean, Harris showed us like what that statewide brand as a Democrat. As a Republican, it's different. If you win statewide as a Republican in California, you as a minority won the majority, right? And so I think like Reagan, Nixon. I mean, these people that can do that are singular impressive people. But I don't think. I don't have any confidence or respect for a Democrat, want statewide. That's like a state. I don't think that's it. Again, it's not an accomplishment, but it's not going to be. Or if I ask you if you stop beating your wife. Stop talking. That's a woman talk.
Do you know what the coolest thing of this? This is my favorite site to buy seeds. It's called Gurney's, Gurney, and one of the coolest things about the site is, you know how you have your grow zones, right? Once you put your grow zone in the website, and you could look at whatever you're looking at, it'll tell you, oh look, this grows in your zone, or nope, you're SOL. You know what I mean? So you have an idea of what is perfect for your zone, and you don't have to like go and check. And it's just so wonderful.
Hey, is that like that clone my Willie?
Does that mean I can
Hello?
the insurance fan?
No, Uma stays forever.
Is this a grow zone? Anything goes here. Anything. Uma's part of the grow zone. Oh, anything goes here. Anything. It's a grow zone. It's a grow zone. Hello?
Yeah, you go.
Ooh. He's back. He's back and better than before.
He's back.
He's unstoppable, this one.
There's you necro love fucking tranny.
Ooh. Ooh, juicy. Anything goes. Anything goes.
The worst part about Rich is that he had thousands of accounts, or at least hundreds.
Unstoppable. Unlimited power.
Number.com.
Bro, you got 100,000 trannies on your
Because
I would just like to say that Pro is like the worst human being I've ever met my entire life.
Pro is wonderful.
No, he's a horrific person.
Why would you say such a terrible thing? Oh, I love. Why?
He's a fast serial killer.
Yeah, that's horrible to say. Rich, you make it.
You have to kill all the Jews.
Rich.
Go.
I don't believe he ever said that. Kill all the Jews, you said?
Yeah.
Well, Bima said that she would join Hezbollah. Bima said that she would join Hezbollah. Bima said she would join Hezbollah and fight to the death with the terrorist Muslims if they were trying to destroy her house.
At least Richard.
If I lived in West Line, I would probably fight for housing.
Family and mommy.
If I had my family killed, blah blah blah.
My property taken. My property taken and
Dude,
stolen.
gross. Another Catholic Zionist.
That's you, Bima.
Oh, ooh.
No, that is dickhead, bro.
Why would you want to be associated with A-Check Pro?
What's wrong with Check?
Horrible. Wait.
Yes, that's what A-Check does. He's adorable. He's a great character. And Bima, thank you for saying.
He's like the second worst person I've ever met.
Umar's my favorite. Umar is my favorite. I want Umar to be my neighbor.
You want Channy next door?
Me and Umar have so much.
Do you remember when I roasted A-Chuck? Oh yeah, I don't remember that. When I gave him that quote from the show House, I forget.
Who is Hella? Hella, do I know you? Hi, Hella. Do I know you? You're new.
Oh, Black, she wants to fuck you, Hella.
What is wrong with this one?
She wants a black dick. Look at her. Hey, Rich, the people making jokes about gay people are the people. Oh, he's like Somali or Ethiopian, so I don't know if that counts. He has the Ethiopian look though. Yeah, he's Ethiopia. Yeah, man. At some point.
I want to talk about what Una wants to talk about.
It sounds like the Muppets when they say how are you, not Mark. They're like, I'm not okay. Creative.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. It's something like that. It's like the nananin or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember how.
Oh.
Are you saying? Let's trade it.
I mean, I'm black, but you're racist.
No, it's not racist to clearly look at you and tell phenotypically that you're Ethiopian. You're either Ethiopian or Eritrean.
Just a little bit.
I'm not. It's not racist to say he's Ethiopian or Eritrean. Look at him.
You either, whatever you either.
I'm Somali. He might be Somali.
This.
But he might be like northern Somali.
Shut up.
Chevy is unbridled. He's a.
I just told you I could don't run.
Let's
look through his houses and
he's beyond help.
Yeah, do that.
Who's beyond help? Chevy. We just have to do it.
He started talking ape, so he's functionally retarded. I don't know.
If I had my hands ready, they're ready, but you know, hey,
I don't like anyone from talking anymore.
they fucked up two people.
Yeah, they are.
So was I right? Eritrean or Ethiopia?
You just fucked up. You know,
I know I'm right. It's one of the three. It may be. Hold on. It may be Somalia, but I lean towards. If he's Muslim, he's Eritrean. If he's Ethiopian, he's obviously Muslim. But and if he's or Somalian,
I can't.
If he's Christian Orthodox, then he's Ethiopian. Which I'm guessing he's Orthodox.
Well,
he's Ethiopian.
Well, you can't deny there are some Orthodox in Eritrea as well.
Right?
Yeah,
go get him.
Yeah. You guys fought over Islam and Christianity and gold. That's why
we're not fighting.
Oh yeah,
What are you two doing?
I'm just checking you. You know your stuff.
No. I mean, you guys fought over gold and Muslim and Christians. You guys are like the Sudanese and the South Sudanese.
Yeah, I mean, who are you then? Like,
what do you mean? Oh my,
who are you? That's an anonymous picture. So.
Oh, and he's drunk. So clearly, he's probably not a Muslim. He's probably Ethiopian Orthodox.
Where you come from?
What?
Where are you?
Not from tranny land. That's where I don't come from.
And who's tranny in here?
Oh, Thai girls. Make sure your stuff.
I'm not a girl.
I mean, your tie and your tranny. Oh, then Beamer, I don't like this guy anymore. I don't like the guy. Let's get rid of him. Yeah, get rid of him. He'll just come back. He'll ruin us. Should be. Oma says you have to pull it back a little bit. So we found out that Hella is Ethiopia.
This is amazing. Rich is a very powerful Clubhouse user.
Ethiopia, can you tell us anything that maybe us dumb Americans don't know?
Church. First church. I'm not Israel.
You should be. I'm
It's just not the way. It's not our selection process. Jason. Gandhi is not going to get elected in our system. We did, Jason. We did have Washington and Adams. I mean, those were probably, and maybe Jefferson. I mean, those were a different school. Yeah, they were a different school. They were a different breed. I mean, but really, you're just talking about a different concept of how we get a president. It's not a bad concept, okay, but it's a different concept.
But what Austin just said about being a good governor, I think that's interesting, and you have to really unpack that, because really the best presidents come from gubernatorial backgrounds where they managed, and they, majority came from that, and they were in a management role. And some governors have more obligations and more that they're responsible for than other governors, like just how their state laws. And I made this argument before that probably the hardest job of all 50 states is the governor of New Jersey. The Jersey governor oversees so much more than other governors do, and it's a much more encompassing job. And you just look at, where did a lot of our presidents that came from? New York governors, California governors, right? Texas. Just think about just the breeding ground. I'm not saying the Jersey governor has to appoint all the judges. They're not elected. It's just he oversees more under his control. And again, it's a good prep. I'm not saying that Chris Christie would have been a great president. I think he would have been a great attorney general. I'm sad that they had a falling out. I think he would have done a good job, but the people that I don't know all the different states and their laws and how much are under what's under his control or her control.
California, Texas, New York, they're managing the size of the political economy station. They are very important. And another interesting and weird thing is this place was this Ohio is really important.
Reducing panic.
Nick Garfield and Tap.
Why?
It's one of the most populated states. I don't even know how to go but it's very populated. It has been. It was almost a frontier state in many regards. It's because it's high in the middle of both ends. I mean, we're talking about some interesting stuff here. I love this theme of well, how do we even get a good president? Because I think about, people talk about Trump supporters, but I spent a lot of time with a lot of people for Trump, and people are like, oh, they're unpersuadable. Many of us are very dissatisfied with things that Trump does. We just don't have a better alternative. That's what it is. Well, he's like the least bad option. I think about just look at the Democrats in Virginia. They took over Virginia, and what they do, they immediately start taking everyone's stuff. Okay, this matters to Republicans.
I wouldn't hate Democrats so much if I didn't see stuff like that. But that state is being ruined, okay, in real time, and so many of my fellow Americans are going to have to flee that state, which is not America anymore, and go live somewhere else. And it's just shameful
That she's destroying the clan and she's places.
Isn't that the Southern Poverty Law Center anyway?
Yeah. I hate to break to you, honestly, but nobody's going to have guns there when the Democrats are through. It's not the bad people taking guns. It's what if you don't understand what it means to be an American. You don't understand the founder's vision for security and balance of power in this country. It's not that people you disagree with. It's not that people you disagree with don't have power, that you do have it. The Democrats' vision is that nobody has power.
One of the challenges is that we have fourth term, moving from fourth term to 2-term limits. Imagine you're going to 6 years. The maturation that we see in the president is pretty impressive. Astonishing. So I almost think that just the mere 2-term, 4-year term cycle in itself lends itself to a certain type of personality growth or donor growth within the space of the presidency, and that in itself should be challenging. I mean, imagine if you were an employer, you were taking a position, you only had so much time to get a certain amount of things done. I'm not liking it further to the presidency, but there's something about that that makes it challenging in its own right that dictates how you behave yourself. If you knew you had 15 years, maybe you would be a split. Maybe you would be able to more, I don't know what it is, but I think that is.
I think there is something to that. I wonder if you could lengthen the terms by introducing executive council so that there's still some age over some time scale. So, like, if we had 7 presidents, like in Switzerland, I don't know, 3 of them come up for election, and or every 2 years, but they can stay in indefinitely, or they can stay in for 5 terms or something like that. And you get a lot of changeover, but at the same time, people could build experience, and that could be more balanced. It could lower the stakes as well.
I mean, I've been so insecure in jobs where I have like a 3-month probation period or something like that. I mean, that in itself is enough to make the insecure employee act in certain ways, right? I mean, I just, again, I'm not going to empathize with a particular individual, but the office itself, to be under the scrutiny of government and public office, this day and age with social media and TV and broadcasting, I mean, it's just like, I wouldn't be able to leave. I wouldn't be able to leave the house because it's way too much for me. So some people can handle it. Quite frankly, I think that any of the presidents can handle it. Even the Nepo babies who manage, who had some exposure. Yeah. You can respond to the title or the genre.
I won't fast.
Yeah, largely. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious. Honestly, I can't picture what's going to happen after him. I don't know. For some people, I can't think that far. I can't think beyond Trump. We'll get another president and we'll all be. Yeah, but it's so. What have I told you? All these things about the enjoying life and nervousness, change. You can offer change. Like, not bad. You think house. I'm not and much president. I mean, I can't even imagine. It's a beautiful job. It really is. That's what makes you. And my state are not sharing. Do not ever consider the mistake. Perceive it as feedback. Everything is feedback. The hardest things. We see the best. If it's easy, leave it to somebody else. Do you know? Can you? Real straight. Abby, you research that thing on John Roberts?
I saw it, and as I was, and then I tried to find other stuff on it, and it's a citizen's complaint. Like it just doesn't seem like it's pulling any weight.
So we don't need to be worried about it.
No, first like it popped up with a sensational headline, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is huge. And the more I was thinking, one of these things are like the other.
Those four have never had a salient point in their entire life. Rich is so boring. Yeah.
Anything goes.
John, his great white.
Anything goes.
What has gone on, Samoa? How are you gonna do it? Look at that brick hanging out.
Samoa, what's it like spending 80 hours a week in chillism?
Wait, who's doing that?
Samoa, what's it like spending your whole life in chillism?
I'm not in chillism right now. You're always.
Yeah, 80 hours a week arguing, debating. Oh, what's it like being a part of Nathan's art experience?
He spends your whole life.
What's it like being a part of Nathan's art experience? I'm asking you a question.
Samoa is a great debater on this app.
Totally, absolutely is.
Yeah.
He does it for the sport. He could take either side, pro or con, anytime, any place. He might switch his argument. That's how talented he is. So he's well, why would you pay a debt if you want him?
Yeah, right.
And
And the crazy part, Bima, is that he's the only one that still thinks that when everybody else has already understood it. Oh, if you go into chillism right now and ask if you owe anybody money, everybody will say, "Of course you fucking do." Not everybody.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
Samoa,
You're absolutely wrong.
I'm a reason. I'm a reason you're $50 short, right?
Oh yes, you are, bro.
Yeah,
you are, bro. We were gonna make a bet with Joe,
and Samoa.
That girl jumped in. Oh, go ahead.
You still haven't told me, like, damn it, Necro.
Yeah, bro. I was like, stop, what are you doing? I would have put the bag with you.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for you to say, damn it, Necro.
Damn it, Necro.
Thank you. You're helping catch on now.
There you go, man.
so, what is this? This whole what did you hear about Fauci aide being charged with covering up or concealing COVID records? Did you hear about this?
This is old news. Oh no.
Oh, is it?
No, he got pardoned for 10 years back.
Oh, did he? Oh wow.
So he executed?
That is old news. Thank you, Uma.
No. No. Yeah, fuck America.
Uma, not all of us.
Uma, take it easy. Uma, please. There's a lot of Americans in here that don't appreciate your potty mouth, Uma. Uma, you are an extremely annoying person. A highly annoying person.
Oh gosh, John.
It's true. Oh, anything goes.
Hey, Doc, you don't ever go to almost got like or Lisa's 420. Like you don't ever go to those spots, John.
Yeah, I record all those rooms. What are you talking about?
You hear me in there?
Yeah, you seem to have nothing going on for you in the real world because no one could possibly spend this much time talking, debating, ChatGPTing, all communication. Hello?
What do you think you're?
He's got a good point, John.
Where's my Uma? Where do you live, Uma?
Oh, I live in
No, I'm not saying that all communication isn't projection. I'm just saying if my analysis of what you're doing is accurate, but it's still a projection, doesn't mean that it's not accurate. Hello?
Exactly what that means.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said, but even if I'm projecting, it could still be accurate for both of us. I am complete.
You're projecting. Has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, because all the asshole want to fuck asshole.
Oh, John, what the fuck? Crazy. Bima. Abraham Rothschild.
Yes, tell me.
You see your peoples?
Who's my peoples?
You kind of rolled through with a little drive-by earlier.
Who?
You.
You did an honorable act. What, in chillism?
You rolled through.
Okay, bye bye. I don't like to go demon time. Demon time.
So, Bima, if me and Rich were in a fight together, who do you think would win the fight over who stands up for human rights?
Depends on who's getting the up for human rights or who?
Definitely not
Fight.
100%.
Exactly.
Bima, who's your people? Oh, fight. I'd fuck him off the floor.
The people that I don't like. Just demons.
Yeah, because you know what you have. Huh? Yeah, I'm 6'4" and 260. I
don't. Well, and it's not that I don't like. Okay, so I try to stay away from demons, but I know that they need to be loved. So it's a push and pull relationship, You want to be able to.
Hey, Pop, demon hunters.
Yeah. You think you catch me?
mean, look at this new.
Oh, but once I catch you, that's the problem.
This is the new finals.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Necro, keeping score, USA winning or Iran winning? Who's winning? I think that the world would win if both of them lost. I think if the war happens, the world's gonna lose. But you don't think that there's a lot of people that are quiet right now, cheering in their minds, like about time somebody's taking Iran out the way. Like China is really winning right now, is what I think. I don't think they're winning at all.
You don't think?
China?
Yeah.
How the hell do you win 70% of what you're using? China's not coming through.
But 70% of what you're using.
But how the hell would you?
Yeah, so China has until June 8th until they run out of oil and natural gas.
Yeah, they're gonna run out on.
They
Why would you?
It's so crazy. It's actually 73% of all their oil production comes out of the Strait of Hormuz. 55% comes out of the Gulf nations, and 18% out of Iran.
For what? Food? Only?
They just can't. They can't handle themselves.
Does that mean, Rich, that you're admitting that the Iraq War is not oil or the Iran War?
It's about leveraging, right? But you can't deny it. Necro, I would never say that because I don't think so simplistically. Was specifically the Iraq War was specifically appointed by George Bush Senior. It was taken out, and then the second we took back switched back over to the U.S. petrodollar.
Let's hear from AJAC first.
Okay, and then be a man.
Oh, let's not hear any salient points ever.
Chevy. Wait a second. Correct your man. That's ridiculous. You know, we were talking about Islam for like 1 hour. I actually thought you actually smart.
You only like because I was talking about Muslims on the radio.
1 hour, just fine. Now you just speak and you retire.
Bro, I kept telling you, you're already check. The entire time that you said you were agreeing with me and you were on my side, I kept telling you during that conversation to shut the fuck up, Jack, and that you never make any points. It was funny. You were sucking my dick while I was fucking telling you to fuck. Saying shut the fuck up, Jack.
Jeffrey, are you show yourself?
That could be able to get home.
Yes. AJAC will control himself, right? AJAC does control.
Because it's been sitting like 20 years. Yeah, this is what it like if it's finished, re-saying. Should be before what it looks like currently.
My God.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. All right, PTR.
But show us, yeah.
Yeah, that's PTR. It needs sanded out, re-sanded. You know, and it's missing the middle pedal, the brass pedal. But it was built in 1910.
That's gonna look beautiful. Oh, so beautiful.
I just know my son, he's the way he is once he starts learning shit. He's like very fucking OCD.
You go talk to your wife.
Well, AJAC's gone. Chevy, you ran everybody off. You ran AJAC off. You ran Single off.
John's still here. Necro's here. Almost here. I didn't say Bree because I don't want Bree to.
John's not even on. He's walk.
Oh, I'm here. I'm listening.
Sure, wearing a cowboy hat, leaning back in his chair, looking at his phone.
John?
Yes, that's accurate.
Is that him?
It's in his YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Hello? I'm here. Hello?
That's really John. What? Alice does start. I'm gonna get some rosemary.
I just tried. Uma, FYI, I just tried kicking you from the room, but apparently my green bean mod powers aren't strong enough.
If you let rosemary get like extra big and shit like that, I can't remember what the fuck it does. It turns into like a tree or something. It turns into like an actual plant tree. Yeah. No.
John, you can't kick a mod.
I know, it's unfortunate.
It's no longer using
Uma stays.
I know, I can't, I have no power. I mean, I could boom the room, but I don't want to do that. I'm having fun.
Old SL Mercedes or top 70s.
John, you wouldn't do that, right? You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't boom the room?
Of course he would. No, he would kick all of us to the audience and then start playing This Is All Hypnosis fucking psychology fucking.
No, it'd be my room. If she asks you anything, you have to do it.
No, he'll kick everybody in the audience and then he'll start playing fucking.
No, it's too late to play those games. I'm getting ready to go to bed pretty soon. Those are more things you do in the morning, you know, try to break up people's patterns and habits here on this app. Because you know how they say in those rooms where they're like, I'm an expert at pattern recognition. I'm good at finding patterns and such. Like those types. What was that, Uma?
Why do you make them sound black?
All I'm trying to say is that it's true. We are actually more of a pattern and an action pattern than anything else. Like being I unfortunately after 6 years of observational studies, it turns out that people haven't learned anything in over 5 years. They're just as stupid as when they started. Hello?
John, is that your fucking John Kitover Instagram showcase?
I'm not sure, but go to Mayor Kitover.com. Join the fight to liberate Chicago from the Democrats. Hello.
Go at it real quick. Click on the link. It looks like Biden's staring at the flag, looking away, looking when he's supposed to be like looking at the audience, and he's like just staring at the flag off the nowhere.
One of you. Why Clone War happened?
It does look like Biden.
No, I asked you both, all gentlemen of America. Why is Clone War happen?
How about gentlemen of Thailand? Oh my, you good?
A gentleman of Thailand down there being in an ass is stalking me already. In my name, you know what he said on his name? Uma, you're fat.
What I don't understand is how can Stinny even tolerate this app? Like part of this app is to actually be annoying and to talk. But how could you spend so much time just listening to these horrible people on this app? That's what I don't understand. What kind of a sick person who likes to inflict harm on themselves actually listens to the people on this app? Because people on this app are horribly annoying. Highly annoying people. Like Uma here. Uma, if it was up to me, I would kick you off the stage. I'd kick you to the goo and never let you up. Hello?
Not.
Yeah, it's not so good.
Uma, you're like part of the immigration crisis in this country. Hello?
Shove it in your ass.
Oh, Uma's getting triggered. Oh, poor Uma's getting a little triggered. That's okay. You're a highly annoying person. Mm-hmm.
There are some types of lavender that are more like expensive.
Hear that fat girl laugh? You hear that fat girl laugh? Hello?
Lavender and sensational lavender. Like this is really two different.
It's all lavender, Bima.
This is phenomenal lavender.
Yeah, BB, please. Please open a room. Bima, I want to know though, will you be my
Chevy, you could go.
Bima, I got a question for you, Bima.
No, I don't do.
Oh my gosh, that's your boyfriend? Oh my god. Bima, I got a question for you. Bima, I got a question for you. Can you hear me? Hello?
The more spiritual that some men become, like non-secular spirituality, they also borderline, like, bisexual, and that's too.
You're dating a bisexual?
That's way too much threat for my mind.
Oh yeah.
I pierced my nipples when I was in my 20s, and I took them out. Fucking seatbelt, fucking hook 'em.
Oh my gosh. Damn. That's crazy.
Bye-bye. You're gonna go hang out with BB, okay?
I'll come right back.
Come back, Chevy. Bima, I got a question for you. Bima. Bima!
Father, the room's going fine, babe. I don't know why you're crashing.
No, go, because I want you to go and hang out with BB.
BB's not opening the room yet. When BB opens the room, I will.
Oh my god. I have no choice. 3, 2,
And
1. Let's off!
There's a lot of kids are living a lot, and they don't get credit for that. Maybe because they can't name it, they can't say, "Oh, I'm living this element," but they're born.
Okay, who boomed the room? That's the name of the room. That was me.
I trusted you.
Oh, I just couldn't take it anymore. The room was pointless, and that girl, what's her Uma, is beyond, R-worded out, and it's just a waste of time.
I trusted you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I wanted to ask you a question.
Why did you do that?
What do you think? Things in life are permanent? Everything is entropy and temporary. Welcome to reality. It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy.
But I trusted you with that. Why would you do that to me?
It's not. This is a game, Bima. This is just a game. This is like playing a game. I hit the reset button, and look, we're still here doing the same thing. What's the difference?
I trusted you. This is about principle.
Well, do you want me to moderate you so we can, do a room together again right now?
How can I moderate with you now and I can't trust you? You said that you wouldn't do it, and you did it, and you betrayed my trust.
Well, we needed to have some decorum there. I couldn't let Uma just continue to rattle around my brain, for free. I couldn't get a word in. It's just an obnoxious fucking bang room.
But you betrayed my trust out of all the options that you had.
Well, just go get kidnapped again and go do some drug deals to build up your low level trust factor again. I don't know what to tell you, Bima. This room is called Who Boomed the Room? Who boomed the room? Bima. Bima.
Yeah, and you're right. Yeah, Chevy's right, and I'm so disappointed.
Right.
I am so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I'm sad and I'm hurt, and I'm leaving.
Oh no! She's sad, disappointed, hurt, and she's leaving. She still didn't answer the question. Who boomed the room?
3, 2, 1.
You knew it was coming. I wasn't gonna sit there and listen to Uma all night long. It's fucking retarded. Oh. people in the room.
Shit. Now the
Illumi, can you go ahead and give the defense of your position?
Yeah, no problem. We have it here because I actually don't want to waste my time with these subjective conversations. So we're gonna do.
These people are insufferable.
So, calling it rape, pasted onto a 7th century wartime legal system. Islam didn't invent slavery or war captives. It restricted, regulated, and humanized a universal practice and explicitly forbade harming captive women. Learn the law before moralizing the past. Slightly expanded. Wartime Sabaya, universal reality in all pre-modern civilizations. Islam did not introduce it. It regulated it. Rights, protections, no coercion outside of lawful framework. Push towards manumission, which is a big deal. Usually people in America don't know what manumission means. Core text critics ignore. Quran 24:33, do not compel your slave girls to prostitution. That alone destroys the idea of open coercion culture. Context, every major civilization at the time, Byzantines, Romans, Persians, Europeans, Africans, all had slavery. War captives, sexual rights over captives. Islam restricted it legally, freeing slaves constantly. Closed most avenues into slavery except war.
what's he doing?
Real framing. This isn't Islam versus modern morality. It's 7th century regulated system versus everyone else's unregulated brutality. Cold close.
What do you mean? What he's doing? You haven't heard of ChatGPT psychosis? This is ChatGPT psychosis.
It's not research. That's what it is. You're not comparing Islam to its historical peers. You're comparing it to 2024. That's not analysis. That's more cosplay.
I got. I want Deepak to respond. I just want to inform everybody the definition of manumission. It's when you put a dwarf in canon. Go ahead, Deepak.
I see.
I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to respond to. There was some gibberish he read out from somewhere that had nothing to do with
Gibberish. I was pretty sure that was high level English.
I mean, high level. Well, barely any kind of sentence structure there, but like, sure.
That was literally an AI. Are you saying you can articulate better than an AI? I completely doubt it.
Like, which AI was it? Can you actually link to it? Because like
ChatGPT Pro, $200 a month that gives me everything.
Need money back then because
I don't want our money back. You make your argument. Let's just stop talking shit. Let's stop talking shit. You Punjabi loser. Let's freaking get to the point of it. You got a point. You got some induction. You got some deduction.
Put a link here, I think, to where we can all hop in the room. I want you to show Deepak how this real world immersion thing. You tried to take in. No. Listen, Deepak.
Yeah, you give me an atheist. Let me pack on it.
The picture thing is only like a
He goes to me. Okay, go ahead, Deepak.
I mean, no, but I'm an atheist Punjabi loser, but
It's not an atheist.
There's nothing to do with anything. Right? Like the whole sort of field rape, wartime rape thing was a comment about how like Illumi, what was he before? Cynic Mikhail, right? Was like
talking about the past, your memory, I highly doubt is well. Are we talking about a specific topic, and you want to present the truth about it?
Yeah, the topic is you, and the truth about you is that in the past,
you're saying I never. You're saying I had a different perspective from the Orthodox Islam for me.
Perspective.
No idea. I continue to articulate something.
I want to make fun of you. That's the whole
purpose. Okay, so you want to make fun of me, so this isn't in good faith. So if I fucking pull my dick out and put it in your mouth right now, that's valid because this is like Texas rule. It's PPP. You decided to go into PPP with me. I really like that piece, but I'm going to use it. From now on, PPP. Just manifesting. Look at this guy manifesting because he's literally telling me I want to talk shit to you, and I'm supposed to let this.
Deepak, why
it's stained.
Deepak, hold on. Deepak, why didn't you want to go good faith conversation with him? He was,
you know, Austin would shoot you, right? Because he probably think you're Mexican.
I wonder why I wouldn't want to have good faith conversation with someone who calls me a Punjabi loser.
You wish you were a Punjabi. Come on, let's be honest. You wish you were. We all never going to like that. Did you call him that? I said, hey, Punjabi loser. Dude, a Punjabi for an Indian is a compliment.
That was okay. Well, look, I mean,
Wait. Which group
I
is
think
Punjabis? They're the white people of India.
It's something horrible, right? I mean, like, well, there was the funny thing about you. The funny thing about you is that, like, you know, you are pro Palestine, like in the conflict, which we like.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on.
Like, I mean, and Timothy
Talk about Palestine now. Be careful, bro.
I mean, look, it'll just at some point.
Don't violate the perimeter of the Ummah, Deepak. You're just a non-believer, Deepak.
He's already threatening to move me down, bro. We haven't even started.
I'm just not allowed to think.
No, Deepak, I'll do it myself.
No. Let me just don't. Okay, well, whatever. Go ahead.
Right. Well, there were two things about him. One was that, like, you know, this was what, like, amused Timothy greatly, was when it turned out that despite being super pro-Palestine, whatever, which, you know, which is good, it turns out he was actually, like, a member of the U.S. military for a while, and he was, like, doing, like, air support. He was in some sort of support role in the Air Force, right? Or, like, bombing missions. Palestine sucks. Thank you, pretty much. So that was one thing that was funny about him. The other thing is that yeah, I mean, we were discussing like wartime. I mean, the thing I was referring to earlier was like how like
his family. Didn't he say he had family in it though too? And Timothy called him out for that because he caught him like saying, "Wait, if you had family, why were you bombing your own family or something?"
You guys, Mikhail is an Ifitata survivor.
Just like this is how it all started, right? This is the we were discussing just like war, like, you know, I don't know, the ethics of wartime stuff, right? Like, turns out, and he was making this case that, like, you know, that rape during wartime is justified by, you know, by.
This is his song. Oma, my wonderful.
I love the new title. Thank you. You honor me. Is it a projection?
Oh, that was you again. Oh my, he boomed the room, Oma. We trusted him and he boomed the room. I didn't make that one. He boomed the room. So disappointing. So this is a song. This is a quick song. I hope you could make out the lyrics. Okay, here we go.
It's funny how you go through the thing. But the hustle remains the same, you know what I mean?
Listen to the lyrics.
Like I did the cold.
Can you hear them?
Are you a different animal? Yes. And the same
Are you a different animal and the same beats?
special animal hard work, focusing anger, going by 24 hours. I live in your day. Oh, you know, they up a flag just flowing in space. If you could watch the life over, what would you say? That you really go and get it like no one who ever did it? That you will have that, but it's truth is for your actions. Under your heart, this is should not let before hand. That if tomorrow is the end, today is the that bring that this the fruit. Very question, you check out yourself. Pray that you know motivation and compassion. Make the poor, make the physical and spiritual health. I pray you smile on the talk on like able with every minute for the heroes of your family. I pray you to fearful with every minute while living life with no limits, no fear. It's a rating and he shares with you when it's shit tears for happy candidates. It's face journey. Take a leg on a journey. What's the fun of a different food? And then it's all in the place. So, they got this custom. And go on and on. This that Mamba mentality. We don't need it every day legacy. And our day to go and get it.
Isn't it so good? I love him. That is Cess the Fifth. That is Cess the Fifth, Mamba mentality. He is incredible, and I'm just so proud of him. I just love it.
Yeah. It's interesting though. It's like I don't have a lot of poetry that I've made in a while because a lot of it I did, I got like all my energy out during like the Obama years. So
wasn't it just so good? Oh, yes. Yeah. Why do you like it so much though? Because it really captures the, what is it called? I don't want to use the same word. Oh my goodness. One of my favorites is Mr. Edward. Hello, Mr. Edward and Raya. Well, hi, Raya. Hi, everybody else. Mr. Edwards, what an incredible, encouraging, uplifting, positive man. The best I've ever found on Clubhouse. If I could choose one person to listen to every single day, it would be him. Nobody else. Nobody else. Mr. Edwards, right down there. Yeah, Mr. Edwards. Down here, Edward Lynn. Mm-hmm. Mr. Edward. Love to come up, Mr. Edward. Oh, I would listen to him every day. He's so encouraging. What does he talk about? He gives out very just encouraging, positive, uplifting reverberations of go get it. You craft your own legacy. You could do whatever.
It's discriminated by black female at the IRS. For the poor at one and repeated and sexually harassed and retaliated against by
so good to be reminded of our incredible power. And so yeah, hi, Mr. Edward.
I gotta say, Mr. Edward, I kind of find you a little annoying because you're like a broken record, Dr. Edward. When I look in the mirror, all I do is I say, Edward is the problem. Edward is responsible for this. And, I'm just saying, Edward, try to get something new material, something inspirational to help the young people instead of just telling them about personal responsibility. Maybe just read from the Bible, Dr. Edward. Just read from the book of Proverbs.
Right? That's responsibility. You got to do it. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing because at the end of the day, we are responsible.
Mr. Crowley, you have to behave.
No, he's being.
That's right. Max, I wanted to hear your wife and this speak from you and your wife. Is that true?
Yeah, my wife.
It's so beautiful.
Yes, yeah.
How did you ask her to get married?
Well, we in the same focus for 47 years.
You're not getting sick of her?
Well, I get sick of
Okay.
same fellowship since he was 15, 60 years old.
Well, okay now? Wow.
We have the same foundation, the same understanding about what we both agree to, what we believe in. We have the same philosophy, ideology, because like Mr. Alex has said, our foundation is the word of God, which never changes. So that's what we do.
What a sweet love story.
Well, I always tell people, if you really want to have a good relationship, you have to meet people in your community. Now, unfortunately, so many people are meeting people outside their zip code. They meet them online, swipe left, swipe right, all this other stuff. And then they wonder why they have problems. Because they don't know the background. They haven't been around them.
Then your life is small then. Then your life is just a small radius of people.
Well, not necessarily. I think their life is large when you have community. Like if you were to the zip code you currently live in, how many people live in your zip code that you've never met?
But I don't care anymore about people. No, because I can hear when people care or not.
And it's oral point. No, if you think about God, I was like, can you explain to me about just that word? And why is your wife is not a goddess in their God stupid fuckery of program I? Bima, can you translate? that one's a mom, sorry. Can't translate that one. And then, like, if I look at you and your soulmate meet at 15, some of the people here are still lost soul and being an asshole like the one who copied my name, follow my ass around this app and thinking he is doing the right thing. Cursing my dad, my parents, and all he does is just following my ass around and thinking he's doing the right thing as a lost soul in his own ass. Oh, see down in the audience. Okay. And listening from the website and thinking he has power, anything over me, and he's the right guy. Botox.
She looks angry.
No, you cannot block him. So this
She
one.
looks angry.
How the
Girl,
yes, we hear you. Yes, no depth, and I can hear your soul.
So there's a couple of things that you're doing right now that you may not be aware of.
No, I am aware of all of my words. So do not speak for me, and I'm not
that you may not be aware of.
Oh, you get rid of them. How did you do that?
I think I knew it stop focusing on.
No. You do not know the whole story. I'm using this app to be a tool to learn how to read listening to soul and wife. And I let them bully me. I give them unconditional love for certain people at a time.
I'm sorry, but I don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
You're talking about Aleister Crowley. Because that's your name. And Freemasonry, fuckery of cult of whatever America.
Oh, you don't like books? You don't like reading things and then talking about them or trying to incorporate it into your personal psychology or your own artwork? I know, but English isn't your first language. What do you speak? Tagalog? Vietnamese? Okay. Uh-oh. Go to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, is that personal responsibility? Edward, is if somebody was personally responsible, would they ad hominem project like that? Hello?
She hasn't kicked you, Mr. John Kitover. You boomed our room and we trusted you, and we're not happy with it. Yes, we are not happy with
Well, you guys are in the same room doing the same thing. It's just nothing new under the sun. No one can boom a room. That's just an expression.
You did, and this is, I would say,
This is retaliation.
I'm not your abilities.
Oh, NPD. Now I got NPD. It's just one of my problems is narcissistic personality disorder.
We're in trust with green bean room, and you did it anyway.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Uma is a highly annoying person. I couldn't take that. I wasn't gonna leave. Nope.
My trust. Do you understand that? It has nothing.
I never believed that I had your trust. You're putting out false beliefs. Oh, good, Dennis is here. Hey, Dennis. Dennis is one of my top students as a coach. Dennis has been a huge success story. Dennis, maybe you could share with everybody about your bull riding journey in Spain, how you flew above the bulls.
Mr. Edward, I would advise you to go close your ears. It's not sit that has turned it's turned downward and it's only down from here. Mr. Edward, I would not want to expose my incredible I want to expose my Mr. Edward to this top.
Go ahead, Edwards. Down to us.
So one of the things I've learned in life is to be motivated. So my motivation is really simple. I'm very careful how I hear. Just makes the work.
Edward, do you still use an AOL email address? Try to get ahead with the times, Edward.
Listen, Edward, when everybody tells you that you're very fucking condescending.
Listen, Edward.
Be like, everybody says I'm condescending and I talk to people.
Please allow Mr. Edward to respond.
Because he's black.
Holy shit.
No, everyone on this app is listening. My shark.
No, I do not say. I don't think, Edward, I don't think you're condescending. So he's making an all or nothing statement here, Edward.
When I said it.
Well, you're teasing him, but it's not totally accurate.
Make John great again.
You know, one of my favorite Tony Soprano. Bro, you know what my favorite Tony Soprano quote is?
They're adding me. Like, they just come in and they add me.
Those are my burner accounts. Everybody on stage with my burner.
I'm not sure.
He's referring to me.
Edward, can we try to keep this topical and stick to the room title here?
Giving you authority.
Oh no, I just want to talk to Joe today. Find out what was the most motivating thing that happened to him today. What's going on?
Hearing him speak was the most motivational thing he's done all day.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, boss?
That's that mic, bro. What's good with you?
Nothing. I just got home here, called my mother's apartment, watching some UFC. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm headed to the airport. Get ready to go to Fort Worth. I'm flying to Dallas. We have a cemetery funeral convention for the next 3 days.
Something positive, or I'm hoping.
Well, you know, conventions to come see all the new stuff that they have, all the new software and how to grow our business. So it's going to be very positive.
Edward, do you think Edward, Edward, don't you think there should be federal funding to preserve our national treasures of, burial sites, and then maybe even money to like support families so they can, get a proper burial? Don't you think the government should help pay for some of that? Hello?
Involved in possible for their citizens. Remember what you first said? Do not act with
I get it, but you know what the socialists said?
Slavery system.
You know what Bima the socialist said? She said from birth to death, from the baby ward to the crematorium, Bima believes the government should help you at all steps of life, and that universal health care is a human fucking right. Hello?
Yeah, this should be free. Everything on this planet should be free.
Yeah, everything should be free. I mean, I should be able to just.
Inside the surgery for Uma.
how did you come to the conclusion that something should be
Because we just say it. We don't think about it, Edward. We just fucking say it. That's what a good communist socialist does.
Was presented to Bima.
About everything.
Bima's the one who made the plan. Not John.
Why do you believe that thing is being?
Because the ass brings you free.
Wait, wow, sounds so fucking different.
I think things should be free. I don't think things should be free.
So what do you think?
I think that each individual and human being in the world is their own sovereign, wonderful creation. And I want to make sure that they have the full freedom scope as much as possible.
Murderers and rapists.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're interrupting my flight. And
I think you can if you do that again.
Shut the fuck up, Uma.
And so, you're gonna call. And so I believe that. That's great. Thank you.
No, I keep it.
So I believe that each human being should have full authority to the maximum capacity of freedom, as long as they're not interfering with the next person's personal property, which would be starting with their person and the extension of which would be their personal property. So ultimately, I want maximum amount of freedom, least amount of harm, ultimate sovereignty over one's life.
Tap the screen now. Send them straight to you. No costs. Free delivery.
Well, the way that I understand it is how I would explain it is the ability to move and make choices without negative consequences.
Okay, you look at the word freedom. It made it free means dominance. Free dominant. I could be free to dominate over Edward. That I can do.
No. Just no. This is the priority problem. Because in seeing, what is the most important for you, Mr. Edward? Your soul or your wife's soul? You answer? Which one is more important for you, mister?
Equally responsible. Like every human being.
We are soul. We are sentient or we are celestial. Or what are you doing, sir?
Okay,
You're acting like you're a god over other, and we're all the goddess.
Okay. Well, I try to figure out where you're heading. So could you please explain to me?
There's no goal or objective here, Edward. There's no goal or objective, Edward.
Every problem I've ever had in my life is the one that I've enjoyed, and I felt confident. I'm going to live that way. So I am.
What about that Cameroonian kid that put the copper in your phone? That put the copper in your phone. Did he have the same ability to do whatever you're doing?
Before that, he was just not listening for what Bima was.
What about like all the people that had to sacrifice their lives?
Yeah. Edward, I recently bought a new iPhone. They don't.
The same question,
Edward.
We just take the pain and the blame for
Edward, I recently bought a new iPhone, and unfortunately, there was actually a Chinaman's finger in the box. Was it my personal responsibility, or was it the Chinaman's responsibility who manufactured the phone for me, or was it me, the buyer? Edward, do tell. How do we, what's the silver lining in personal responsibility in exchange?
By the bootstrap, you'll just
Exactly. That's what I wrote back to Apple. I said, unfortunately, I found a Chinese finger in my Apple iPhone 19 box, but I'm writing back a letter to say, accidents happen, and this young man can pull himself up by the bootstrap. And if he does,
blessed. Could you say that? Could you tell them the truth? Hey, your expense.
I get to do all these fun and
Yeah, I get to sit on Clubhouse all day and just conference call while he has to assemble, phones all day. And there's also security jump nets outside the window if he can't take it anymore. That's how charitable we are. Yeah, slavery is actually just, called something else now to try to keep it polite. But the truth is, many people's lives, they will be slaves for their entire lives. How does that make you feel, Bima? Hello?
I'm still reeling from the violation of personal trust that I afforded you and you broke.
This isn't a consensual contractual agreement. That was a non consensual implicit contractual agreement. And unfortunately, you arranged it. You set it up. You Solomon tested yourself.
I trusted you and you said I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
Just put the hell on. I'm gonna punish you.
Ooh, you gonna spank me, Uma? Ooh. She kicked me.
Early inject that RNA vaccine were new, right? Except for like maybe experimental treatments at the time when the COVID vaccine was developed and widely.
Yeah, that's some pedantic, like nitpicking on that part of law. And he obviously knows what I'm talking about.
I'm nitpicking. You're like presenting it like there were only two kinds of vaccines, and I'm saying there were like 5 or 6.
Well,
I'm not disputing that mRNA vaccines were new.
yes, it is nitpicking because you're focusing on technicalities and missing the point.
I'm just correcting the wrong thing you said.
Shut
I'm not trying to argue against.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is there anybody here who that took the COVID-19 vaccine that has sour grapes and buyer's remorse? Hello?
Sorry.
You can just finish. So the idea is like we have all these proven ways of making vaccines that have been used for decades, and yet now along comes COVID, and people have to use a completely novel technology that has never been tested in humans. Not only that, it has to be administered universally to people who never come into contact with anybody else, who have very low chance. I don't know, like truck drivers in Canada, or blah blah blah, or people who have COVID in the past 6 months. Suddenly, it doesn't matter if you had COVID and you're likely immune for I don't know, like how many months or years. You have to get the vaccine universally.
Universal vaccination.
You're stupid to think this vaccine is not safe. Not only
Trust the science. Trust the science.
exactly, trust the science. It was all like complete.
You guys are all potatoes. None of you went to school. Just them. They went to school.
Right. Why does it have to be completely novel technology never previously tested? Why do you have to lie to people and say you can test the vaccine in 6 months or like a year? And traditionally, FDA tests require like 10 to 15 years prior to being approved, a medication being approved.
It's because it was a national emergency and Operation Warp Speed was a $2 trillion federal funding package. They had to rush it through. Don't you know that Pfizer, Moderna, J&J have your best interest at heart and they would never, ever lie to you? And they gotta make their billions in profits at your mistake? It's called propaganda, and it was long in the making. It's called Operation Warp Speed. It's a federally funded program underneath the George Bush administration. Look it up. And they just recently arrested Dr. Fauci's assistant, and the whole criminal network is coming down. But it probably won't because no one actually cares. Hello?
Wrap up the meeting soon. Like, Bob, you're the medical professional. You want to answer any of this?
I mean, I agree that maybe some places. I think some of the policies were taken overboard. I'm not sure to which extent it needed to be. I don't think it wasn't forced here on anyone. So maybe it was in the U.S. Maybe some groups said it. As far as it wasn't many vaccine mandate. Like you weren't forced to take it unless you were like in the military or work for healthcare or something like that.
Right. We're not the case in Sweden. Like Sweden had a completely different policy. We're discussing most of the West. In the most of the West, you were forced to take the vaccine. You can't travel. You can't go to school. You're gonna lose your job.
I'll travel, but
Yeah.
that's different.
Like in the US, like the
Like what would be concerned there is like state enforced mandates, not like your private company.
Yes, state enforced mandates at scale in almost every state. Yes, there were, Bob. Yes, there were, Bob.
So like not in the sense that I think Bob means. Like you could argue like to what degree there was compulsion based on like say I don't know when you travel did you have to like get a do you have to show like the T?
Yes, you can't even come into the United States unless you're vaxxed. It was Thomas Massey that got rid of that.
Vaccinated. If you travel to a foreign country, you had to show your vaccine card.
Look, we're talking about the U.S. now, right? Just for simplicity of case there. And I mean, we could talk about every single country as opposed.
Yes, we're talking about the US. You had to get vaxxed, otherwise your ass couldn't come into the country.
Is different. Right?
That is different. How is that not forced compulsion? Do what we tell you to do and take an experimental cocktail in your bloodstream. Otherwise, you can't come into our country.
I'm saying it's different in the sense that, like, you know, all countries have like far more stringent requirements for crossing the border. Like, if you're going to go from like fucking, I don't know, well, here's an example. Like,
Oh, except for the illegal aliens, the millions that poured in over the border, those didn't count. They didn't have to vaccinate.
over talk, right? And just more participate.
Okay, just kick me because I already said what I want to say. You vax miserable people can live with it. I could care less at this point. Yeah, take care of the anti-vaxxer because you guys all got, buyer's remorse. Hello?
No, I'm just saying, bro, obviously, like,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
we're not talking about that. Right? Those are just going to be far more stringent. You know, like for example, if you have the HIV virus, you're just not allowed in the US.
Oh my God, you're not? You have HIV virus?
So, for instance, you can go to school.
I don't know why we all know that. It depends on what we mean by compulsion, right?
What is compulsion? What does this mean? What is compulsion and what does it mean?
Compulsion.
What is compulsion and what does it mean?
Like my company is.
Don't tell me what your opinion is. I know the facts.
Talking and you interrupted.
You are interrupting me. Do not talk over me, mother chort.
And make largely the same point you were going to. There was a degree of
You mother.
workplace mandate.
You mother chort, you. I'm not saying that we need to determine what the word compulsion means.
You know, given the information we had at the time, might have been like
Hello?
the wrong judgment to make.
Right.
Exaggerate what
It's not
happened.
just poor judgment. It's the take on poor judgment because you use an unproven vaccine technology to globally vaccinate everybody, right? The potential negative consequences from this is like could be catastrophic. There are plausible medical reasons to think that the side effects could have been catastrophic. Like specifically, it contains a substance that like the cell that crosses cell membranes. The mRNA was enclosed in a type of fatty acid that can cross cell membranes into any tissue, and it delivers a foreign substance that your immune system can recognize as foreign, and it affects all your tissues. So plausibly, it can increase autoimmune disorders. Yeah, there's that plausible medical reason. That plausible biomedical it had plausible side effects. So why do you have to use this unproven technology and globally vaccinate everybody?
Well, I'm not sure, like, I mean, you're saying it's unproven, right? But like, this medicine did go through, like, this thing did go through like stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 trials. They were accelerated in the sense of like being paralyzed, right? Which trials like the FDA trials usually aren't, right? You go through stage 1, then stage 2, then stage 3. But
Okay.
like the kind of trial we kind of require for any such like vaccine or any such category of a drug, right? It went through, right?
I don't believe that. Magnus, explain to me.
Right?
So explain to me.
Why are we like letting people take Ozempic?
Okay, explain to me because it went through the usual FDA approval process. Explain to me if the typical FDA approval process for any medication, let alone a medication you're gonna force everybody to take, takes about 10 to 15 years. Is it reasonable for you to say that this vaccine is exception and it could have undergone those processes in like 6 months?
I don't know actually. One thing I do know that is that like stage 2 and stage 3 were done in parallel, right? Which is supposed to like shorten the time. Now you're saying that like a typical thing takes like 10 years, right? So it's reasonable, I suppose, to ask like, wow, how could it possibly have been shortened to like 2 years? I mean, I'd have to look up
Why
what
it takes
but I imagine
why it takes 10 years, Deepak? Because you're from like stage yeah, stage 1 and stage 2 are not the problem. Stage 1 is just like looking at like cells like cells in a petri dish or giving it to like animals, and then stage 2 is like giving it to a couple of people. But then stage 3 and 4 is you give it to like 10,000 people and you observe for long-term side effects. How could you possibly determine if this thing has long-term side effects, specifically autoimmune side effects, just from like looking at studying it for 6 months?
Off the top of my head, I don't know what the answer to that is, right? Like, Bob, do you know?
Well, obviously you couldn't.
No. I'm not even check deep into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of question that
I assume there were screenings, but they probably weren't as rigorous as one would want.
They did have just so you guys know, they did have multiple states that were vax or fire. The more stricter states, they'd have a vax or fire. It wasn't even alternative. You couldn't do testing. You had to do a vaccine. If you did not do it, you would be fired. It was straight up.
yeah, that's yeah, that's
like
exactly what yeah.
And I'm talking. Sorry. I mean state mandated. No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about just private, corporations. That's fine. Or private companies. That's not a problem. Obviously, I agree with Bob.
Mandated that you couldn't work anywhere unless like you were.
No. Sorry. You couldn't work at a state-funded job. State. Yeah.
Yeah, and the level of
And a lot of states have testing. Yeah, a lot of states allowed for testing as an alternative, but there were some like New York, Vax or Fire, Washington, Oregon. There were several states that were very strict, and they would basically say if you didn't get the vaccine, you would be fired. That was it. And so it was immediate it was vaccination or immediately subject to being fired.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the most astounding thing about this is that the level of mind control was just I've never seen anything like that from the beginning to end. So I was working in a I'm not going to tell you where, but I came in a mask, and they told me to take the mask. This was at the beginning of the COVID epidemic, like maybe like 2 weeks in or a month in, and I came to my workplace in a mask, and our facility had a policy that you couldn't wear a mask because Fauci declared that masks are not effective, and if in fact he wrote an article.
What have to do with hungry? Why is it? What? Look, are you just like living in like this bubble of U.S. right wing media that like?
These people. Masks are going to decrease transmission. But my facility boss told me I have to take off the mask. I can't wear a mask because, like, there was this policy that Yeah, it's just like a random policy that you can't wear a mask because I think Fauci wrote an article in New York Times. I don't know where he wrote it. That masks are not effective. That it's like magic. It's like akin to magical thinking. Blah blah blah. Suddenly,
That distancing needs to be maintained. Distancing is the priority, not the map.
yeah. Anyway, suddenly a month later, everybody has to wear a mask. Doesn't matter where you go. Blah blah blah. And you have to be stupid for thinking that you don't wear a mask. You have to be crazy for not wearing a mask. Then suddenly, um, yeah, you have to. It obviously came from a lab, and then they told you, no, 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 you're just stupid. You're crazy. You think it came from a lab? You're obviously crazy conspiracy theorist. And then it turns out that the U.S. government, at least like I think the CIA, thought all along that it actually came from a lab. And then suddenly with the vaccines, oh, well, you have to be crazy for thinking it's not a safe vaccine. Like, blah, blah, blah. It just goes on and on and on and on. Like, it's pure gaslighting.
It's like impossible to have these conversations when all like Agamemnon wants to do is its polemics. Like these are just like widely exaggerated points.
Yeah, widely exaggerated. What is exaggerated about it? I mean, like the mosque.
First of all, nobody was vindicated about lab leak thing. Maybe some part of the CIA thought it was a lab leak, but I mean, the vast majority of the scientific consensus didn't lean that way and still don't. So I don't know what that's about. I'll see that everyone from 1 month to another. When was that? Like we already say from 1 month nobody should wear a mask, and then who said that? Which government official or said that? Oh, you're a fucking idiot if you don't wear a mask in a matter of like a month. Who said that?
Oh my god.
The problem with COVID. A lot of the time, now you just hold a bunch of
gaslight everybody.
Just hate to do when someone does it to you. You're not a serious person.
Okay.
A lot of the time, it's a conversation.
Like
a lot of times, what's wrong with the conversation about COVID? Thank you. A lot of time, what's wrong with conversations about COVID is that everyone takes all of the stuff that happened in a time span of like 2 years and compresses it into the meat grinder. It's like, oh, that happened, then that happened, and it's like, oh, but yeah, but those were like 10 months apart, bro. And there were good reasons for saying one thing at one point, another thing at another point. But people just go, they said this, and then they said that.
No, we understand the narrative. Figure it out.
Are you getting that epic monologue, Bob, and can other people take on?
Shorter than any of the monologues you just had.
The lack of preparation, even though they knew. We have correspondent Epstein was talking about this. Epstein. That these stages that we didn't have a mock, we weren't prepared. That is where I believe someone can test. And someone can
said that, but you're not letting people speak.
Even scientists, doctors, even remotely.
Like, he's gonna overtalk everybody now. Your sidekick Deepak, he just wants to overtalk. No, I just want to try to bring some clarity to this.
That's when he's nervous. Like, oh yeah, he has like the argument locked. He'll just patiently wait, and then he'll give his rebuttal. Then patiently wait. When he knows he's completely out of this depth, he just flounders, filibusters, complains, bitches, cries.
This is exactly what. This is exactly.
No, it's not exactly what I do.
Well,
it's quite consistently.
Look, if you had a point, you would just let me respond.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so you're not gonna let me.
I frequently call you out for your like dumb rhetorical shenanigans.
So you're not gonna let me respond.
No, of course I am. Well, you were in a dispute with Deepak just now. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, specifically, like there is a version of this that's like greatly exaggerated, but it's true that in the US, like in the month, like immediately after, like like the disease spread, right? There was this general guidance from the FDA that
masks are ineffective, unless like maybe there's an N95 or something. A month later, yeah, I mean, I think like the science just improved, right? Our understanding of the transmission improved, and they were like, yeah.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
Burnout, and what we found out later is that like, you know, there was a great deal of uncertainty. Right? It's not like the FDA knew that masks worked, right? They just had like they did kind of over report their confidence, right, in their belief that like masks would be ineffective.
Oh my God,
Because there were
boss.
They wanted to highlight that they were ahead of this and they knew what they were talking about. That's what they wanted to highlight.
Look,
I agree that government gaslit us.
yeah, it's completely false. It's not that. There was data that masks are not effective, and then suddenly the data came in that masks are effective. You could know from the beginning, from the first SARS epidemic. In fact, this is what I did. Like when COVID started, I looked up like data on masks and the SARS transmission from this first SARS epidemic. And there's data that it reduced transmission by, I don't know, like 80% or something like that. And in fact, this is the data I took to my facility administrator when they told me not to wear any masks because they're not effective. So this is the way I know this stuff. But the data didn't change. What happened is that they were trying to conserve masks for healthcare professionals. And that's why they lied to people that, hey, masks are stupid. They're like it's akin to magical thinking that a mask is going to decrease transmission. And then suddenly, when more masks were available, like I don't know, a month or 2 months later, suddenly, oh yeah, the science just changed. It's a complete lie.
You should have all been listening to Agamemnon, you guys.
Well, you should have been using your common sense and your God-given rational faculties instead of being led by Fauci.
Again, what is with you and Fauci? I don't get it. Like, are you really been like living? Either the fact that you live
To do the best he could.
Fauci's right. You just want to like, you know. I don't get what Agamemnon has against Fauci, who lives like continents away from him, right? Like,
it's just the same right wing spiel. Like it's not very deep.
Look,
like shouldn't he be like
just like what is it talking about?
Yes. He has no.
It is an easily defeated talking point. When you look at the whole international.
Just poll and ask the banks that and say effectively that comes from black ice and
What about Turkey? What about all the Muslim world? What about India? What about China? What about all these guys? Are these guys all sitting in the White House and conspiring around the same satanic globe as what you believe Fauci or Trump or anything? No, I don't. I doubt.
No, they were doing exactly the same.
mass vaccine are extremely defensive, angry, and super uninformed brainwashed.
Like
Propagandist fools.
Which involved lying to people, not giving them complete information.
I'm sorry, I trust Erdogan. Like, if Erdogan is saying there need to be, and we got their scientists over there, and they're like coming up to the same conclusions, that's fine. And Pfizer was a Turkic guy too. Like, if there's Muslims, I understand. I do believe everything to be skeptic of everything. I agree. I'm skeptic of governments. I think that's just an American thing. But nevertheless, you got other people who don't align with the United States. You got Israel, for God's sakes. These guys, you know, if Fauci and the whole him being Jewish, you got Israel. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I'm merely talking about the quickly changing recommendations in the United States and most of the Western world. I don't know what happened in Turkey. I'm telling you that the recommendation changed quickly and radically in such a way that it was obvious that the science didn't change because science was there all along. It was more like a pragmatic recommendation designed to maximize masks for healthcare workers. But ultimately, it involved lying to people.
That's not how I remember it. I remember it being far more complicated than that. But there was an element of deception Maybe that's too strong a word, but yeah, there was certainly like at best like a sort of paternalistic response.
There's some bad messaging for sure. We could have done better.
Assumption about coercion too.
I mean, that's a different matter, though. Like there might have been more coercion, like even Bob said, right? Like in many cases, there might have been more coercion than
Meets the eye.
No, but the problem with the standard coercion and deception is that it has the public consequences.
Medicine itself, the medical science itself. Right? That's the point that I was starting with. And anyway, I don't know. I feel like we've been trying, or at least I've been trying to, like, honestly, like, reevaluate, right? Like, in like what we got right and what we got wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, whatever. Like, I have to say,
I think you're doing a like overall maybe a good job, but you're underestimating the negative consequences, the pernicious negative consequences of deception and coercion. Specifically, when you lie to people, then first of all, their trust in the medical community obviously is gonna go down. Second, these policies had such negative long-term health consequences that a lot of people with cancer or heart attacks simply didn't come to the hospital. They failed to get cancer screenings, and so it wasn't simply that people died during the COVID epidemic. Rather, the negative health consequences are long.
People were neglected.
Yeah, people were neglected and died. So, for instance, like there were dying patients in the facility that I worked in, where like the staff didn't allow family to go in, and they just like inflated like plastic gloves for the dying patient to hold. Like just horrible stuff. And by the way, that patient didn't have COVID. They just didn't allow any family members to go into the hospital.
Did we learn from the lessons of COVID? Is there funding meant for these emergency epidemics? Nope. Were we prepared as hospitals in major metropolitan areas to prepare for the same numbers that we were receiving during COVID? Nope. Are nurses being backed up and medical professionals are being backed up and their opinion is put front and center on how things should take about change? Is there a committee of nurses or doctors that we got together just to analyze and assess and provide recommendations and we went by their recommendations? No, we didn't do this. See, we got Trump and we got into the political debacle and we let all the people whose opinions, all those soldiers, all those medical staff that literally were on the front lines and no one took their consideration, and we still don't take their consideration into regard. And so when we repeat this problem again, and I believe this will happen again, we'll see where the American people are at. But unfortunately, after COVID, we didn't hit the streets, we didn't force accountability, and not only that, but we reelected Trump. It just seems like people don't really care about the.
What does Trump have to do with any of this?
Really,
Seriously. Trump is the source of misinformation. He was a strong source of misinformation, contradicting the expert. Like, listen, Trump, you're not an expert. If you can provide me an expert that holds to your views, I'm down to listen. But you don't got no experts. You're leading to confusing masses. And then we got people running around, and you're dismantling the whole system that we have to prevent this disease from spread, regardless of whether you hold to the legitimacy of these strategies or these implementations. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
You become so based.
I've always been based, but you guys just always ignore it because I'm a Muslim.
I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that. Extremely base takes, though.
This is my country. I'm an American, and I believe that in the prosperity of this nation. And obviously, we have problems, and we need to really address those problems instead of gaslighting each other into into ignoring the crux of the matter.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Agamemnon to defend the RFK pick.
The RFK pick. I think picking RFK has certain positive, like from the perspective that there's not enough resources public health, and
Yeah.
so for instance, there's a massive obesity epidemic in the U.S. And there's a massive and like the roots of the obesity epidemic is like never directly right. At least RFK is gonna have positive effects on that.
Right.
Yeah, we started blaming we started blaming fat people. We're saying the death toll has to do with people who vape, who do weed, who are fat, who are lazy millennials that are sitting at home. That's what we started blaming. Now,
Oh, he doesn't believe it. Where are you getting that from?
I don't remember if it was Joe Rogan a while back, a few years ago. I mean, I'm sure you can find it.
He was lying to us again.
Yeah, I typically just lie. You're right.
Okay, so you think he doesn't believe?
Yeah, typically finds and debunks it, right? That happens.
yeah, Bob is Trump and would just believe anything he said.
So you think he doesn't believe in influenza? Okay, so
like, have you missed skeptic conspiracy theorist?
So wait, germ theory is that he's a vaccine skeptic. Okay, what is the other?
Just saying that's one part of the puzzle.
Okay, what's the other?
You seem like you don't know much about it. So maybe you go read a puzzle. Maybe I don't do your homework.
Oh my god. Okay, this is make
You go into his Wikipedia page, there's like an extensive, really long list of stuff you could read. Now, I have to sit and do it for you.
yeah, make an extravagant claim and get and like
Honestly, Agamemnon is just elitism. That's the only thing that Agamemnon.
I'm feeling particularly RFK Jr. Here he is.
Remember, the claim you're trying to support is he doesn't believe in germ theory. Okay.
Right. Here says epidemiologists suggest that Kennedy's book even flirts outright with germ theory denial, quoting from a portion in which Kennedy contrasts the germ theory of disease with terrain theory, and another one in which he writes that Louis Pasteur is said to have recanted germ theory on his deathbed. Which there's lots of unclued claims among which is a common trope among germ theory denialists.
Wait,
and then I do remember he was on Joe Rogan one time and spoke. He has this. Because he believes, or that's what he heavily implied in that interview, of some particular version of miasma theory. Okay. Kennedy miasma theory, in which he says he emphasizes preventing disease by fortifying the immune system through blah, blah, blah. Historians say this is an inaccurate understanding of miasma theory, which has been done.
What are you talking about? Just slow down, man.
Well, maybe yourself.
So the point that you brought is there's this person who claims he doesn't believe in germ theory without some explicit reference, an explicit statement he makes. Okay, so what is the statement he made which entails he doesn't believe in germ theory?
For example, he doesn't believe in HIV/AIDS. Like, dude, just like he's a huge conspiracy nut. The fact that he would deny germ theory, or at least, again, let me just flirt with germ theory denial. It's like completely affected, given all the batshit insane things he also believes. But you are just trolling in this conversation, so I don't care to have it anymore.
Oh my god, because I asked you to provide the sources for an extravagant claim, which is the director of the NIH doesn't believe in germ theory. You're saying
no, but that's completely effective given all the other batshit insane things he believes.
Yes.
Trump is like somehow understands or sniffs out or is like a good.
Trump is a moron. It's not be talking about science.
Universe
beyond the pale for him to have appointed some complete whack job.
Yes, get it, guys.
way I'm gonna support my claims. It's completely expected in the universe where the sky is pink.
No, but you just speaking about your incredulity. You're like, oh, could it? Yes. One reason to think that that the director of, or sorry, secretary of the HHS could have been a germ theory denial. One piece of big evidence is that he believes in a lot of kooky shit. A second one is Trump is a horrible, horrible, horrible judge of character, and he doesn't care that the people he surrounds himself are competent in their fields. He just cares about the fact that they're loyalists. So those two in conjunction makes it, yeah, really, really plausible. Like, cabinet competent judges. Like the person he picked to be Secretary of Defense is some guy who holds the rank of Major in the National Guard and has since been a drug and a Fox News host.
Yeah.
And an extremist who has a tattoo on his arm that literally says idolater on it.
Or look, let's just take it. Fact check what you said. Okay, you said he denies AIDS or AIDS.
And he's got autistically. Yeah, I never claimed he explicitly.
He's been reported to question so to fact check your extravagant claims.
Claims about the Secretary of War. The claims about the Secretary of War. That's what you're fact.
No, I think he's fact checking the first thing.
Checking whether
because denial. That means that unless he himself explicitly said, "I deny germ theory,"
yeah, no such thing as implying. They don't imply all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a huge leap to go from HIV denial to germ theory denial, because a lot of people deny that AIDS is caused by HIV, but they're not.
Yeah, a lot of complete not. A lot of absolute grifting quacks. But the point is, that's the sort of quack he is.
But that's
so once you have that, you reject germ theory.
Oh my God, you're such a toddler. Okay, so
right?
That's the evidence you brought up. Right, fact check it. So he doesn't deny that AIDS is by HIV. He said that AIDS isn't.
Why are you defending Trump then?
It's not like he just cares about the tribalism. That's all.
Okay.
Like he doesn't.
Okay, throw another tantrum, Bob. Okay, thanks.
I'm just calling you up. What?
Yeah, you're ranting. I'm not allowed to fact check your claims. You're ranting mono.
You are allowed to fact check my claims.
Okay, so let's fact check it then.
Let's fact check. Let's you and me fact check right here. I'll have my fact check goggles on.
Okay, that sounds kind of creepy, but so yeah, you said that the evidence he's a germ theory denialist is that he denies HIV causes AIDS, which is a huge jump. Okay, you I didn't say that. First evidence you brought up, which is obviously demonstrably false. He doesn't deny that AIDS is caused by HIV. He said it's AIDS is partly caused by HIV virus. Rather, there are also other factors, like he says amyl nitrate, also called poppers, is another cause of AIDS. Okay, that's not as ludicrous as saying AIDS isn't caused by HIV, and it's completely.
Okay, but I didn't say any of that in the beginning.
Right, but you said he denies that AIDS. He said he denies AIDS is caused by a virus.
That wasn't me who said it. I don't think. Well, no.
The other's like lying or like memory loss.
Yeah, that wasn't the first, second, or third piece of evidence. Okay.
The strongest piece of evidence is a germ theory denialist.
Well, for example, he's talked a lot about terrain theory, if you know what that is, which is like a germ theory denialist alternative. He talks a lot about that. He thinks that's more important than pathogens.
Okay, what's the evidence?
He talked about viruses being the cause of certain illnesses. Another huge piece of evidence that he's a germ theory denialist. It's just like a lot of rhetoric downplaying the roles of bacteria and other similar pathogens. He's never actually explicitly said, I don't, I don't believe in germ theory, but I don't think you have to go there. Also, he's a complete nut job in basically almost every field. So it's not, there's like you can create a very, very plausible story about him just believing in wacko shit stuff. And so germ theory, like this incredulity about him not like rejecting germ theory, just, I don't know where it comes from. We already have high priors about him believing this sort of nutty stuff. Then you have these various pieces of evidence that heavily imply that he denies germ theory.
Okay,
just like,
okay, so you said the strongest piece of evidence.
That's where I'm placing evidence.
Okay, so you said the strongest piece of evidence is that he advocated for terrain theory. I think I've never heard of terrain theory, but I just looked it up. It says terrain theory posits that the body's internal environment or terrain determines health, suggesting that a balanced, healthy body resists disease, while an imbalanced one allows microbes to cause illness. Okay, like, is there something really wrong with this? Like,
oh my god, yeah, you're gonna do the hyper charitable route. Well, actually, if you look at it in some way, doesn't it just kind of make some sense? Kind of. I don't know. I'm not interested in this. It's like this is a trope of germ theory denialism.
But this is not.
You just want to make. Well, if we look at it from this angle and squint, does it kind of make sense though? I'm not interested in that. This is not like this option anyway. It's like. It's not like you think Trump is a moron. You think RFK is a quack. Like I don't know why we're having this conversation.
It's not incompatible with germ theory. From what I read here, it's not incompatible. Yeah. Like, look, it just says if you have a balance, like
talk to Nick McHale. Like
you're.
Hey, Bob, I got to tell you, Bob, you are a horrible person to talk to. You don't even know how to have a conversation. You say nothing intelligent. You're highly brainwashed, completely programmed. You're just a fucking highly annoying person, an extremely annoying person.
Government.
Bitch Bob! I hope he kicks me.
Extremely based. You're brainwashed.
I just found a book. Apparently, there's a book. JFK or sorry, Robert FK wrote. It's the book. In the book, Kennedy promotes HIV and AIDS denialism and misinformation about Fauci's role during the HIV epidemic and COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. The book's called The Real Anthony Fauci. It's him denying HIV/AIDS. Shit. Jesus Christ! Why does
I said people? I didn't move back and just left. It's like if you call out his trolling, he just becomes impatient and leaves sometimes. He'll be back.
I don't know why he does that. Why he's.
You guys would fuck Fauci until he was done.